Today's daily recap for BTG Beyond the Gates is for Monday, September 22nd, 2025. This was a fun, cute episode for me, everybody. It just was. And I'm going to talk about what was amusing. Danny and Andre get married. Drunken, barely can stand up, Danny and Andre is getting married. They're in one of these chapels where they have the celebrity impersonators. And who comes walking out? That's on duty, the celebrity, but Anita Williams. And Danny was like, wait, what? Because first, before Anita came out, or Anita impersonator came out, Danny's like, Andre, what are we doing? And they stumbling on each other. He goes, look at where we are. What you mean, what we doing? She goes, yeah, but I mean, we shouldn't be. I don't think we should be getting married. And he goes, yeah, we should, right? And so she says, well, we'll let fate decide, heads or tails. And so she says, heads we get married, tails we don't. He flips the coin. He didn't have one. She had it. He flips the coin. It hits the ground. He picks it up. He says, it's heads. So she goes, okay. But then Anita, impersonator, comes around the corner. And that her voice said, yes, everybody ready? Are we? And Danny looks, she goes, what? And he goes, okay, now that's fate. you know. And she's like, yeah, you know. So they end up, Anita is, fake Anita is performing the ceremony. And as she's saying what she normally says, there's a portion where she plays music. So when she got to this one point, she looked at the assistant behind her. So she pushed the button, and it was the one where she had you at hello with the smile, what Anita sang at the concert, right? And when they heard the music, and Danny's like, when she goes with her smile, Danny did the biggest cheese. It was so cute. And they were grooving to the music, and Andre was getting down, and Danny was at the wedding ceremony. I was cracking up. So she only did like a short chorus of it. And then she looked and they stopped the music and she goes, now seriously. And Andre was like, oh, okay. Like we snapping out of it that fast, right? So right before they continued on, Danny says, hey, wait, we can't get married. We don't have rings. So Andre goes out and buys 2 cigars, spends $18 to get the bands. So they end up getting married with cigar wedding band rings. They stumble back to their hotel room, and it was funny. The Anita impersonator and her assistant, she goes, how long do you give them? And she goes, as drunk as they are, we'll see if they even remember they got married in the morning. But I don't give them too long. Right? And let's face it won't be. I do believe that their marriage will be annulled within 2 weeks, if that long. They'll stay married long enough for shock value, for Bill to bust a vein, right? But they will annul it because you don't just get married because you've been drinking and drunk, right? That's no. But it was cute. It was fun. They both were spontaneous and they both looked like they were having a ball. I'm telling you, the actress that plays Danny, they got the perfect. And actually, no, look, even the one playing Nicole, for Nicole's character, perfect for Nicole. But Danny's character, you just gotta love her. You have to love Danny. To me, she's my favorite woman on the show, right? Especially now that they don't have her drinking herself into the bottle. I didn't like that. Just completely obsessing. But I like where they're evolving her into. I'm liking that part. This Danny. The only other thing or the other things that happened is Nicole was talking to Anita, whining about Ted. Martin and Eva were having coffee, and a little snack. Eva ordered some potato wedges, and Martin was just having coffee. And June took their order, and she's getting better, second day. And so Martin had, him and Eva caught up a bit, and she was kind of bashing Kat a bit and blah, blah, blah. But Martin said, and Tomas came walking in with that hurt, wounded look on his face, but trying to, when he saw Martin, save face. And Martin said, "Hey, so how are things going with my little sister?" Because he invited Tomas to sit down. And he goes, "Oh, they're going. They're going." And Martin's like, "Listen, I can't stay because I'm taking June over to my mother's house to meet my mother, to talk to my mother, because June met her once before when she was in the hospital. I think that's when Nicole met June. And so, but he had already explained to Kat that that's Samantha and Tyrell's biological mother. And she's like, "Wait, what?" She goes, "Yeah." He says, "And I'm taking her to meet my mother." So Nicole had asked Anita to stay because she says Martin's bringing June over, you know, and I'd like you to meet her. And so she goes, "Oh, okay." So Martin walks in the house with June, and Nicole's very welcoming, and they're talking a bit. And Anita comes around the corner carrying a iced tea, and some glasses, and June is just like starstruck. She goes, "Oh my God. Oh my, oh my God." And Anita's walking in with the tray, and she's sitting it down on the coffee table. She goes, it's you're you're Anita Dupree. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am such a big fan." And so Anita says, "Well, thank you. That's nice to hear." And so she puts her hand out, and June is holding on to Anita's hand. "I love you so much. Your song," she said the name of the song, "it got me through some rough, rough times, It kind of helped me try to kick the drugs." And I mean, she's real with her what she says, right? But before Anita came out, she's Nicole said, "How's it going at Orphe Jeans?" She goes, "Oh, it's going." She goes, "For the most part, customers are real understanding that I'm new and I'm learning this." She goes, "But then there are some that are not, and they're rude." She goes, "I want to spit in their drink." And Martin goes, "June." She goes, "It's a joke." She goes, "Mostly." People just look at her. Oh, it's funny. But anyway, Anita says, "Please sit down." And so she goes, "Would you like some tea?" And she's like, "Anita Williams is pouring me some tea." Oh, she was just beside herself. So they give her some encouraging words, because she was saying she's meeting with Samantha. They're having lunch tomorrow. She says, and Samantha, she's connected with her. Naomi got her a phone. She says, "And now I'm able to connect with Samantha on her social media, and I'm able to text message her." She goes, "But not Tyrell. Tyrell doesn't want anything to do with me." And Anita says, "Listen, Tyrell's very reserved. It takes him some time to warm up to people. But when he does warm up to you and trust you, Tyrell is very loyal. Just give him time." So, and then they just gave her some encouraging words. They were real nice to her, you know. So, anyway, that was that scene. And then we have Bill. He had dinner with Naomi and Chelsea. Chelsea's very nervous, people walking behind her and the waiters and waitresses. But she tried to muster through. Naomi's worried about her, Bill too, but they handled the situation. They kept the dinner going. And he was saying, "Listen, let's try to do this again. Let's try to make it regular. Next time maybe Madison could come, and then Jacob, and we could do a family thing." Now he didn't say Haley, and he should have said Haley. So Naomi, Chelsea went to go and wash her hands. She goes, let me go wash my hands so you two can kind of get that worried look off your faces, right? So when Naomi left, she goes, how did mom feel with you wanting to make this a family thing without inviting her? And he says, well, me and your mother had a good talk. He said, because I took to heart what you said, Naomi, that your mother could be taken, my intentions a different way, the wrong way. So I went and had a talk and I explained to her, no, no, I'm married to Haley, and you know that we're not going to be doing this extended family thing, right? And he goes, and how did she take it? And he goes, she took it right as best as there was no fight. And so she goes, so you decided this? And he goes, yeah. She goes, no, pretty much Haley did. And he kind of smiled. He says, Haley did have something to do with it too. And so she says, well, look, long as that whole thing stopped, that's good. Because that would turn into that, there's no good would come from it. So anyway, Chelsea shows up because Kat shows up while Chelsea was in the bathroom. She texts her to join them. And Naomi says, listen, I've got to go. Jacob is doing something at the precinct I'm going to help him with. And Bill says, look, it's late enough. I need to get home to my wife before she sends out the cavalry. So he kisses Chelsea, and Naomi and him walk out. But then Naomi goes to use the bathroom, which was interesting. I wondered, did she see something? But Bill goes home to Haley, and Caroline has stopped by to have a drink with Haley and talk to Haley. And how did it go with Tomas? And Haley's like, but believe it or not, Bill and I talked. It worked. I mean, she goes, he wasn't mad at you? She goes, no. But anyway, so Martin leaves, right, with June. It's just Eva and Tomas. He couldn't wait to tell Eva what had happened and what didn't happen after, and what Kat said to him, that he's no good in bed. And Eva's like, she said what? Oh no, so she put her insecurities off on you? Eva's like, how would she know what's good in the bed? Look, you know what don't turn you on, Eva. So what I don't like is him confiding in Eva, and Eva bashes every time, every chance she gets, Kat, and he knows that. Which is why when Kat bashes Eva every chance she gets, I mean, now we're to the point I don't say nothing. You both bashing each other, right? Kat was told Chelsea all about it and says, no, it ended so badly. She ended up lashing out, insulting him, when she herself feels there's some kind of disconnect here. And Chelsea was telling her, I think you have put just way too much pressure on yourself, Kat. She goes, I am attracted to him. I truly am. But then she goes, no, I think you're overthinking it. And you're not allowing yourself to feel. I think, and Chelsea told her, because I think you feel, because you are inexperienced, that you're not enough for him, or you're not enough, or experienced enough, and you are putting yourself into that place mentally. She goes, you got to get out of your head and just let your emotions take over. You're not doing that. So anyway, Eva at the end, she ends up contradicted. She says all the right things at the end to make him think she ain't after him. Go talk to her. Tell her how you feel. Tell her blah, blah, blah. And you that it's not just about sex. She says, because it almost sounds like you on a mission where sex is concerned. And he says, I believe, Kat, they had sex too soon. He said, I was okay with waiting But she, one night on her date, just decided it was the night. He says, and I think that was the problem, that it did not happen naturally in time. It happened because I think Kat felt she had to prove something. And now this is what we got. So anyway, who cares about Tomas and him and Kat? Come on, just please. That ain't gonna last long at all. And it absolutely will not. But that was it. Oh, Bill kept looking at Doug, and Doug is trying to tell Vanessa, you know, he know what he doing. Because remember, they were having dinner. And Doug leaves her because he had got a text message from Randy. She don't know it was Randy. And he says, look, don't wait up for me. She's thinking, oh, shoot, okay, don't wait up. I'm going to go hit up Joey, right? But Bill walked up to her and said, you're playing a dangerous game. I want you to know that. And she says, well, what I want you to know is it's none of your business. And she turns and walks out, and Bill is like, He sees the disaster that's gonna happen. And Doug met up with Randy again, and Randy's like, I'm saying, Doug, you got to be careful, who you talk to. No, like I told you, I've known Bill since middle school or high school. No, we're tight. And he goes, and what did your friend say? He says, well, my friend that did some checking said that no, from what he sees, Bill and Joey have no dealings with each other. And Doug is like, I told you. See, I told you. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, your friend obviously wasn't at Uptown yesterday. Right? Mr. Smug, I told you. But anyway, everybody, that is it. I do want to I'm going to start doing the reminders for this so we can get calls up. Don't forget the comment corner voice line. The number is 424-282-9796. You can go ahead and leave your voice comment for BTG, Beyond the Gates. Now let's do some comments from Comment Corner. Wait, what's going on with my comments? Somehow did I push responded? Because I'm only seeing one comment, and I know there's more. There we go. It's more than one comment. I think we got two. F Tippy says Monica and Laura just gone. And wasn't that Mona? You mean Mona and her and Nicole's assistant Laura just gone. And no follow-up on Ashley's fake pregnancy. You mean Haley's fake pregnancy. And no scenes in the home of Ashley. Now, are you talking Ashley, the one that's with the firefighter, Derek? Because they have had scenes of Ashley. When Derek was living with her, they had lots of scenes in Ashley's home. Or are you talking about Haley? Because they definitely have lots of scenes in Haley's home. No street scenes in the DMV. They may not want to spend money, but please, it makes no sense that Ashley, you mean Naomi, has no legal office or home office with Jacob. Naomi's is married to Jacob. Yeah, they don't show Naomi's office. I don't know why, but maybe it's not important. Now, if you think about it, most soaps don't show street scenes unless somebody's getting ready to get hit by a car. I mean, if you even think about Young and the Restless, the only outside you're going to get is at that stinking park. That's it. If you're talking about General Hospital outside scenes, you pretty much are only going to see the dock. We haven't seen the streets of Port Charles. They just don't show that in soaps. Now, Ronald said Ashley and Doug made love in their bedroom earlier this season. Okay, Ashley and Derek would have made love this season, or are we talking Vanessa and Doug? Vanessa and Doug, they had one scene, sex scene. Was it their bedroom or was it a hotel room that they rented? But they did have one sex scene together that reminded them of their teenage years, but that meant nothing to really either one of them. And then Ghana Girl says Haley. Ronald said Haley had the alleged fake pregnancy, not Ashley. Yep. They have seen many scenes in Ashley's studio apartment. Naomi is the attorney, not Ashley. Yes, thank you, Ronald. They've had scenes in the bedroom of Naomi, who is married to Jacob. Um, yeah, you say you think everybody's Ashley. That's funny. All right, everybody, that's it. That's it for Comment Corner. Please don't forget to call and leave your voice message on the Comment Corner voice line. And I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of BTG Beyond the Gates.